Katie Braden here at the Morningstar Investment Conference. And I'm here with Sarah Newcomb, the Director of Behavioral Science at Morningstar. Sarah, I am super excited to talk with you.
This is great. Thank you so much.
So you just gave a presentation on the real financial planning life cycle. Boy, would I love to hear how you define that.
Yeah, so the life cycle model is what a lot of financial planners, we get taught about this. It's called the morbid mountain sometimes, where, that path up the hill to retirement and then back down until death. And it's useful as a model. It can help you understand where people are on in their trajectory, but it's only really describing a very few people who start out above zero and stay there their whole lives and never get set back and never, and so what I've been thinking about is how can we create a model that's maybe a little bit more useful in being able to describe more people. And so we came up with this idea of financial life modes. And what a mode is it describes the magnitude and slope of your net worth over time. So we've got 7 of them, starting with one that many people might be familiar with, chaos. I've been here. And
Yes.
it's defined by a net worth that's below zero and it's trending negative. So somebody who is in financial chaos doesn't need long-term planning. They need debt consolidation. They need possibly bankruptcy filing. They need a different type of help than somebody who's in, say, survival mode, which is you're just barely keeping your head above water, going up and down a little bit, right? And then you can reach stability. And stability, you've got a positive net worth, but it's just kind of it's not growing, it's just stable, right? And then you've got growth and accelerated growth, and you get the picture. And so the idea is that you can start anywhere. Some people start in legacy mode.
Yep.
Legacy is defined as a positive net worth that's predicted to stay positive beyond your life expectancy, right? So some people are born in legacy mode.
Yep.
But if they haven't mastered the skills of legacy mode, they may end up going back through decumulation all the way to chaos. And so the idea here is that it's not a linear path. There's no guarantee that you're going to start off in one place and then move from stability into growth. You're only going to move from stability into growth if you make certain decisions, if you learn certain habits of thought and behavior. And so we created this little deck as sort of a way of testing out this concept to work with people, to give sort of a language to be able to talk about where have you been, which modes have you been through, how did you go from stability to growth, how did that happen, what were the choices that you made, what were the things that happened. And it also can accommodate, somebody can be going along fine in stability mode and then, I don't know, a global pandemic happens.
Yep.
And then you're put back into survival mode or maybe even chaos, and you can go back and forth. And so the idea here is it's not a linear path. We all take one journey from birth to death, but there are many paths. And so by talking in terms of what mode are you in your finances, then you can start to talk about, okay, right now maybe you're in survival. Now if your goal is then to get to stability in the next year, what are the things we need to do to get you there? And so I think that it helps just be more flexible, and more accommodating to real life.
So I keep getting stuck on chaos because that sounds a bit chaotic, but where would you classify somebody that maybe is, in their early 30s and still has student loan debt and just bought a new house and has a car payment?
Yep.
They're going to have a negative net worth. Would that be classified then?
Not if it's not trending negative. That's the thing. So they would probably be in survival mode. Possibly even if it's trending positive, they could be headed up towards stability and growth. So again, it's the magnitude and slope of the net worth over time. So if you look at like a 1-year period, it's not just where is their net worth right now. It's where was it a year ago and where is it now? And is it trending up? Is it trending flat? Is it trending down? So chaos is more where you're already below zero and it's trending even worse. Chaos, you need triage. And so, and like I said before, I've been in chaos. I started my life in survival mode and then I got credit cards. And so I have been in chaos, and I can smile about it now, but it's not a pleasant place to be. But there are different things that you have to learn when you're in chaos. So for example, one of the first things that I put on each one of these has to do with how far you think in time. So if your life is in financial chaos, if your financial life is in chaos, you're likely not able to think more than a few days ahead.
Right.
And so you need to not be thinking 20 years ahead. That's not realistic. If your life is in financial chaos, what you want to do is start thinking, try to stretch to weeks. And you can slowly start to build up to then getting your head above water, right? And again, if your financial life is in chaos, that's generally like insolvency. You generally, at that point, there are a lot of resources that you can tap into that are probably free to help you because you don't have to drown. But debt traps are real, and they swallow a lot of people. But once you're at a point of survival, then you can, you don't want to be trying to get from survival right to accelerated growth, right? You want to just move slowly, go to stability first. Go to stability, learn how to keep your head above water despite life's ups and downs, and then you can learn how to grow. A lot of us want to go from 0 to 1,000 really fast, and we're just going to end up right back where we came from.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it has to do with not just where you are, but have you mastered the skill set?
And that's the next thing I want to talk with you about is what are these skills? They're the skills to get you into that next phase.
But the way that I've organized this is that these are the skills that if you master them, you will move to the next phase.
So what's some examples?
So this is stability, okay? And so stability is characterized by a positive net worth, but the trend is flat, okay? And so here, your planning horizon, I don't know if anybody can see this, but your planning horizon, you want to start thinking probably extending from months to years. And in terms of getting organized, so each one of these, I have some areas, right? The focus areas, your planning horizon, organization, debt management, income management, cash flow, risk management, and investment. And so in stability mode, for example, let's talk about risk management. Okay. If you're in stability mode, being completely covered by even umbrella insurance and all the different types of insurance, that's not realistic. In stability mode, essential insurance and an emergency fund. That's what you want to focus on. Once you get to growth mode, when your assets are growing sort of sustainably over time, then when it comes to risk management, then you might talk about getting fully insured, really having that sort of all the optional types of insurance that protect you against even more. So, and when it comes to investment in stability mode, you want a clear long-term strategy.
Yeah.
But in growth mode, you need consistent action toward that strategy and want to start making, that's where you want to start thinking about tax optimization and some of the more advanced things. You don't need that when you're just starting out in stability.
Yeah, I like that. So, I mean, that even helps financial planners, right? As you're looking at a client, I love that this is helping to shift that conversation and look at meeting the person where they're at and not, like you said in the beginning, just assuming that they fit that traditional mountain.
Yeah.
So
the morbid.
this is amazing. Are these cards available?
Are cards that no, this is only for
I was like,
people
I'm all
here
excited. How do
here
we?
at the conference? We made some of these to get some feedback from advisors on how useful they feel they are.
Okay.
And we'd like to hear if people actually want to use them, and if they do, then we might see more of them.
And can advisors watching this find this information online so they can start looking at it and provide feedback that way?
You can find me on morningstar.com. I've got an article on the financial life modes. There's also a webinar that we have on this that is basically the talk that I just gave. So that's available online on Morningstar as well. If we hear a clamor of interest, we may make some digital assets available for people.
Yeah. Fabulous. Well, I'd love to keep looking at those. Maybe we'll do a TikTok. And even though you said that there's a webinar available, if there are the session that Sarah just gave or other sessions here that you are missing and wish you caught, you can still grab a digital pass to this year's Morningstar Investment Conference, catch all those sessions, continue to get your continuing education credit. Sarah, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.